Whew. Whew. Yes, I'm out of shape. And yes, I ran. Lord have mercy. Whew. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I had to run outside in the blistering cold to go find a backup to the backup to the backup Bluetooth headset. That was not fun. What up, Craig? I just realized both of y'all's avatars look really, really similar. They're like the same shade of green.
I noticed that as well.
Hey, look who's here. Okay, so House Pros.
And yes, I noticed that as well.
What up, Bratty?
You can't even hear me.
Oh, come on, camera. Oh, here we go.
Now you got
There
me.
we go.
There it is.
I'm talking.
What's the word, fellas?
What's up, bro?
Nada. Waiting for your other half to pop into this chat somewhere.
My other half is not coming tonight.
Oh, no.
No, he has to get up super early for work. I think he's got to be up about, I don't know what he said, 1:30, 2 a.m.
Ooh, gross.
Yeah. Yeah, he's our resident bug man, and he's got to spray
Oh, son of a bitch.
spray schools. So he's got to
I was
be up
hunting all
before
over
they
the barn
are.
and they were underneath a beanie. Isn't that some bullshit?
Did you buy another pair already?
No, I
I mean,
just cleaned out my desk at work because I got promoted.
good.
And I had a
Congratulations.
backup to my two other pair, and I knew I'd thrown them in the bag where I cleaned out my desk. So I'm like, well, at least I know where one of them is. So I ran out and grabbed those, and then I moved the wife's Superman beanie, and yeah, they're my Samsung buds.
I couldn't tell you how many of those things I've lost.
Bro, I'm telling you. Honestly, that's why I wear full headphones. Cause
Yeah, that'd at least give me a better chance not to lose them.
dude, the pod.
I might trip over him first.
Well, honestly, I always lose 1 out of 2.
Well, and it's like 15 degrees here in Missouri, and these were out in the car, so I put it into my freaking ear and literally like froze my eardrum.
Oh yeah, dude.
Listen, y'all can take that weather and go back up north.
Yeah,
It is
bro.
not fun here.
Bro. Amen. Amen.
Dude, I don't want it either.
Did
want it
you
either.
say Sharon's Karen?
Yep.
Bro.
Guys, let me put this into perspective for you real quick. It is North Florida where I'm at.
South Florida here.
It is, let me check. It is 19 degrees here. And I just got done a couple hours ago officiating a wedding that was outside,
Bro.
wind blowing, the whole 9 yards. That was miserable. Great
You're
wedding.
out in Cali,
Hey,
right?
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm refusing to turn my heater on right now.
My
Hey, you're out in
heater's
California,
peaking.
aren't you?
What'd you say?
I said I wasn't sure where Bratty was at. I think he's out
Bratty's
of California.
North
Myrtle.
Carolina,
Oh, North Carolina.
Myrtle
right?
Beach.
Oh,
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle
damn,
Beach.
North Carolina.
Yeah,
I was an entire country off.
I mean,
My
you
bad.
did leave America.
21, it feels like 7.
Oof.
Oh yeah, I got to be up at 5 a.m. It's supposed to be 9 here at 5 a.m. to go bowl a tournament
Well, at least you're bowling a tournament, so it'll be inside.
inside. Thank God. Oh,
Bro, my normal house, when the AC wasn't working, it was always hot, right?
mm-hmm.
Then they got the AC working, and it was freezing cold. And now that it's cold outside, it's a fucking sauna. I'm like, dude.
I am
make up
very
your
interested
mind.
to see how this is going to be tomorrow.
I'm like, dude, just open the doors. Like, it was hot today during that league, man, or the tournament today.
Oof.
That oil's gonna break down quick.
Quick.
Oh, bro. Today
Oh, yeah.
today was I'm very thankful that I placed 11th, so I did cash out. Wasn't expecting it because the transition was very quick. I had to do a ball change. The first game, the transition was at least 3 or 4 boards within the very first game. I got lucky. I'm not going to say it, but I got lucky in the first game to keep up with it. But when I got to the second and third game, man, I'm like, dude, just stop trying to force the shot. Just do a ball change.
I was
Just
like,
try to
get into
keep
your
up.
Grace Pearl and just
Yep,
let it
and
do
that's
the
what I
work.
did. Yeah, and honestly, I was finishing throwing my Crazy Pearl like I would throw my Black Dragon.
That's nuts.
Yeah,
It's a lot of transition.
yeah, ton.
Mm.
But I mean, to get 11th, I'll take it.
Solid.
But yeah, I'll take it all day.
So, are you bowling a house shot tournament or are you bowling on sports?
Yeah,
Bar?
it's a house shot tournament. It's
Me
like
too.
a
It's house shot, but it's
I
a
gotcha.
it's a newer house, so the lanes haven't necessarily got a real good track broke into them yet. So there's going to be a lot of tight play, I believe, at least from what I can tell from people who've already bowled it so far. So it'll be interesting. It looks like the bigger balls are going to be in play, but it's going to be a very small window, seems to be.
Accuracy will be paramount. That usually doesn't happen on a house shot.
Not
So,
usually. Seen that a lot more lately, though.
It was pretty cold Wednesday here, like down in the teens. I actually had to switch to a hybrid. It was the only
What?
thing that would. Yeah, it was the only thing that would hold through the track, through the oil, because it was breaking down so fast.
I haven't seen
That's
breakdown
nuts.
on oil on a house shot in a couple weeks, believe it or not. And that is incredibly surprising.
Well,
Unreal.
and that's the thing with like how I throw. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're a lefty. You don't have to move." I call malarkey on that bullshit. I'm a high rev, pretty high, upper medium to high speed lefty. Yeah, my feet move. I have to parallel inside just like everybody else does.
Yeah,
mean-
my house shot lately has been throw the big solid first, go to the weak, shiny, symmetrical, then go back to the big solid for
Dude,
game.
I'm so glad you said that because I've had so many people tell me like, "Oh man, you're doing that wrong," and I'm like, "Dude, it works for me."
I'm telling myself I'm doing this wrong. Like,
Dude, I'm like sometimes I do it, and I even tell people like I'm doing it to punish my solid
Yeah.
to show like I don't need you. However, I'll still go back to you.
I have never been so well, not never, but in a house shot. So I'm a storm guy. I start out typically most of my leads because it's a little bit more volume. I'm starting in a hyperdrive solid.
Yeah.
It's fine. I've got it drilled with a taller pin. It's going to retain a little more energy. It's great. Start out with that. Then I go all the way down in my bag to an ember with a tall pin. And then game 3, my ember's sliding too far. I can't go in between. I go back to the hyperdrive and move even further left, and it's fine. It just does not make sense. But that's been the look.
I mean,
Yeah, but
it sounds to me like you need a hyperdrive pearl.
I do. So I have the hyperdrive pearl. Believe it or not, it's actually a 2-inch pin hyperdrive pearl.
Oh, okay.
So it is something I can play very, very straight with.
Very straight with, yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's actually a really sweet piece, but it is so hard to play on that shot with that 2-inch pin. It's insane.
But that hyperdrive, my wife throws it, and some games are good, other games are great, but that ball has so much versatility to it.
Mhm.
You can use it at different times.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of why I drilled mine the way I did, because I drilled mine with a 5 1/4-inch pin. So that way it retains as much energy as possible so I can stay in it a lot longer.
That's actually my favorite big ASIM pin distance is 5 1/4.
Yeah, that's been fantastic for me lately, especially being a 2-hand high rev bowler.
Yeah, some of us still use this. It's okay.
Hey, I've been beat by pesky thumbs all my life.
See, I'm not a big hybrid thrower, but since this cold set in, that hybrid's working pretty good. I bowled a 212 with 3 opens.
That's pretty
A lot of
sweet.
striking.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's a great recovery. Absolutely.
First 7, and then left a 7-10 in the 8th, and it was all downhill from there.
Yeah, like today I had I had an open first frame, spare
Hey,
second frame,
appreciate you, Vet. Thank
third
you.
open frame, and then all strikes to save a 235 today. Did I put my headphones on after the third frame? Yeah, I did.
You've been doing so good without them.
I know, dude, but today I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm like, I'm gonna go back to my zone, and I put my headphones on, and man, just slamming away.
Damn, Dwayne, that's some pretty good shooting.
Yeah,
I'll take 775 right now,
right.
without a doubt.
Well, dude,
what
my
have
problem
you been
was-
throwing, Bratty?
Do what?
I said, what have you been throwing?
Storm mainly. I got a IQ, a Phase 4. I got the Pinch Black. I got a rotor grip. I can't remember what it is.
What's your go-to ball right now?
The rotor grip,
Yeah, that's your benchmark.
Phase 4. Yeah.
There you go.
That phase 4 was nasty when I had it. God, I love that one.
Yeah, and then it got itself into some trouble.
Yeah, a little too much. That hurt the feelings. That hurt the sweet spot.
Well, actually, the ball out of that group that got, the Outlaw 7, as some of us like to call them.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest and the best ball out of that group was actually the UFO Alert.
Yeah, absolutely, without a doubt. And the funny thing is, they sneakily kind of took a left turn there when they discontinued in that same batch the Spectre that came out for a very saddening short amount of time, and then just came out with the Revenant.
There will never ever be a ball again that's like, okay, this ball is so good we have to ban it.
No, I doubt it. They're pushing too many of them out for that to even be possible.
And they said the Revenant was basically a Spectre, and it was not even close.
No, it wasn't. And I loved the Revenant, and I almost wanted to buy a Spectre just to do a review on it, but I couldn't find one.
I still have a Revenant. No lie.
I sold mine when I switched weights, and the guy who's got it still throws it, and it just still looks just as good.
Yeah, it's a good ball. I'm not gonna lie. It's strong.
It's collecting dust now, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, the only reason I didn't throw that as much is because the IQ kind of was more versatile.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't as strong, so it became more of a benchmark for me. But
The IQ solid or the Ruby?
The solid.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm such a solid dude.
I'm with you.
But
He keeps telling himself that.
Well, I will tell you what, though. I mean, before signing on with Swag, there was not a single house that IQ Tour Solid didn't go with me at.
yeah, I honestly that was like between that and the phase 2, that was another storm ball that I lined up really well with.
I'm going to out myself here and say that I was probably one of a very small amount of people that did not match with the phase 2.
Really?
I drilled 3 of them, believe it or not, because I drilled one before I went on tour, and then I just drilled it with a ridiculous pin just to try to help it a little bit, and that was horrible. Drilled a shorter pin, drilled a mid pin.
What's your average ball speed though?
My average ball speed is around 17 and a half, 18,
There it is.
give or
There
take.
it is.
So,
You
Yeah,
have to
mine
put
too.
a lot. I notice a lot of people who use the phase 2 have to have a lot of hand in it.
yeah, it's a lot of hand and a lot of lower ball speed.
yeah.
But
The funny thing is,
yeah,
the shiny version. So I took one. I drilled one with a, believe it or not, I drilled one with a 5.5 inch pin. I drilled one with a 3 inch pin, and I drilled one with a 4.5 inch pin. And I polished the one with the 4.5 inch pin, and it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Threw it until it just completely died. Great polished for me, but out of box surface, it was too early, too strong, too rolly, too forward. It just didn't match with me very well.
What's going on, Jimmy? What's going on, Hank? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like the Unreal with us. The Unreal reminds me a lot of a phase 2, but you've got to knock the polish off of it.
Yeah.
Because if you leave the polish on it, it just skates, and
it just slides.
if you're on a lighter oil house, Unreal polished is phenomenal.
yeah.
But where are you going to find a light oil house? Most of the places are going to be on the medium to the medium heavy side, so that you got to knock that down to like 2,000 to 3,000 grit to get the true ball motion you're looking for out of it.
Yeah, I think mine's at 1,000 right now, and it's still long and strong.
Yeah, it's still going to retain some of that cleanness, even with a little bit of surface, which is nice. I like that.
I've got mine at 3,000. If I'm playing it, it's usually when I'm closing my angles and I'm playing more north to south. If I go east to west with it, I've got to really slow my ball speed down, and if I'm doing that, I just need to ball into my apex because it's a pearl and it's going to naturally skate at my natural speed.
I tell you what's looked good from a storm guy looking at the swag line, which I hate that Chris isn't here with us, but I'll talk on his behalf. Chris has been throwing the Judge Pearl a lot lately, and man, is that ball getting better. I think it was a little too clean with it being out of box, at least for him. He's kind of a blackjack player. But man, once it kind of broke the surface in, that ball has turned out to be really, really good.
Honestly, that is something I'm glad you said it, because this is something I preach constantly. Everyone that gets, especially new bowlers that get a brand new ball, and they're like, "Oh, I can't figure this ball out." You have to give the ball time to get some lane shine into the ball.
Yeah.
The ball's not going to be very consistent right off the bat. If you like it, great right off the bat. However, the little bit of lane shine that you get into that ball will make that ball a lot more consistent.
Yeah.
And as soon as that consistency comes around, you're going to be able to figure out exactly what that ball is capable of. However, if you let that ball get too soaked up with oil and you do not detox it, all of a sudden you're going to be like, why is my ball not turning anymore?
Yeah.
That's where we maintain our gear. That's why
Yeah,
that's why we clean it after, our leagues are over. That is going to help get rid of that oil off the surface and not soak into the ball. And if you're not doing that, please detox it.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you how many people I used to bowl with and still do to this day that would bring me a ball and be like, hey, man, just kind of freshen it up a little bit. And I'm looking at it, and it's got 500 gouge marks in it. And it's as black as possible. I mean, it's basically take an Apex Solid and just roll it around in the mud for a little while. This is what this thing looks like.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, buddy, I can't. I don't have the equipment to do this.
Dude, all right. I'm glad you said that too, because there's a guy on my one of my leagues, and he's like, you just need to fix me. And I'm like, dude, I can't fix you unless you fix your gear.
Yeah.
And then he's like, what do you mean? And I like pick up the ball, and I'm like, you see the track marks on your ball? And he's like, yeah. I said, you see all the gouges that are in your track? And he's like, and I was like, yeah, that's why your ball is not consistent. It's literally going all the way down the lane. Dude, it's got no. It's the motion is gone.
It's completely dead.
Yeah, I'm like, dude,
or dying currently.
Yeah, and the worst part is they have new gear. They just refuse to throw it because they're like, oh, it's too strong. And I'm like, it's too strong because you're not throwing it. You're not giving it a chance. Like don't blame the ball. Stop blaming the ball.
No.
Yeah, it's amazing on how many times the problems usually lie with the operator and not the ball itself.
Dude, and everyone is so quick to say, oh man, that ball's too strong, or and look, don't get me wrong. Sometimes we will have a ball that is very, very strong, and we know it's something that we probably should throw in a sports shot, not necessarily a house shot. However, if you just get something straight out of a box and you don't give it a chance to get some lane shine into it, you're not going to know what that ball's capable of. Like you have to throw it.
No, I'm always a firm believer. Even if I get, we'll take the Ember for instance. Ember comes out of box pretty shiny.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I actually hit mine with a light 2000, just because it looked good shiny. For once, the ball actually looked good shiny, but just that little bit earlier, little rounder motion was night and day difference. That's my biggest thing. If I can stay in a ball as long as humanly possible without having to overcomplicate the situation by changing or trying to think too far ahead into the next ball, then that's it. And usually that little bit of surface is usually the ticket for me.
Yeah. Okay, so you've got a unique perspective. You're a storm guy, but your other half of your duo is a swag guy.
Correct. Yep. He's swag staff. Yep.
Love the fact he's in the family.
Yeah. I think this is actually his 4th year being on staff. I believe, if I'm right.
Oh, well, he's got 3 years on us.
And a ton of swag balls. A ton. I have drilled a pile of them.
But when somebody asks me specifically about my Apex Pearl, this is the description I give them if they're an SPI person.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, there's really nothing like it, but if you could imagine the Ember and the Cove had a baby, it would be the Apex Pearl.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good comparison, yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, I think looking at what Chris throws, so right now Chris, he has the current 6, or actually, was it 12 now? Yeah, 12.
Yeah.
From last year's drop. His main balls out of his bag are the Big Bro Assemble, which has been out a while.
Yes.
The Judge Pearl, the Craze Hybrid, the Apex Solid, which has been really nice for him, and an old swag ball called the Blizzard Glacier.
Blizzard, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's his go-to. And lately it's been the Apex Solid for him and the Judge Pearl.
See, I had one of the very first balls I bought from Swag was the Unreal. And so I'm like, okay, there's my benchmark. So I ignored the Fusion and I ignored the Apex Solid because both of them are on the other side of the Unreal as far as benchmark strength.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I'm not going to have that many options, I don't want to overlap.
Speaking of the Fusion, for you guys that have thrown it, I've watched Chris throw the Fusion, the original one, the purple one, and the Fusion Hybrid. The original Fusion looked, I don't know if it just looked very weak or if it was just that strong that it just rolled out immediately.
Mm-hmm.
That ball made no sense to me. It did not meet the hype that I think a lot of people were putting it out as.
That the Fusion is very rotation sensitive.
Yeah.
If you get up the back of it, it's going to want to roll right away.
Yeah.
If you get around it more and you force that rotation, that's when that truer ball motion is going to come out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I can see that.
So to me, I have a 50 to 60 degree rotation. So I'm a high rotation guy.
Mm-hmm.
Ironically enough, I'm a low tilt high rotation guy.
Welcome to the world.
Which is not common when you're using this.
No, it's not.
But when I was throwing it, or when I was watching people throw with the same throwing style as I have throw it, it reminded me a lot of a Venom Shock.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
But it's got to be in the hands of a higher rotation bowler like Hutch, like Kent Ames, like myself.
Mm-hmm.
But the strokers that go right up the back, man, they can play that thing about the 5-6 board and just let that thing walk. They're going to be in corner pin hell, but it'll work.
And that's Chris. That's what kind of blew my mind when he would throw it, because he's more of an up the back kind of bowler. And with most everything works great. Like the Apex Solid, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful for him. He shot 794 the other night with it.
Nice.
And I mean, just absolutely great. But he threw the Fusion for maybe a few weeks and put it up. It just could not, like you said, it could not get the corners out more times than not.
Mm-hmm.
But the Fusion Hybrid was nice for him, believe it or not. I don't know why, but it was.
That's exactly what I was going to say. The Hybrid is a little cleaner through the fronts. It doesn't want to get into a roll as soon, so you get more of that skid and hook phase, and it kicks the corner pins.
Yeah. Yeah, that was much better for him.
We're a half a board transition.
Half a board is always the move.
Yeah. Dude, honestly,
if you listen to any of my guys talk, half a board is always the move.
Bro, I'm telling you, like I know that last week I left probably 2 or 3 10 pins, and I'm like, what? Right? And
see,
and it wasn't even me that made the actual transition. I just turned around like, dude, I'm like, and my buddy was like, dude, half a board to the right, and I'm like, okay, all right, and I did it, and bam, strike, and I was like, you know,
see,
like,
I don't make those. I don't make micro moves. Like usually, unless I know I'm really, really close, then I'll make a micro move.
Mm-hmm.
But usually my moves are at minimum 5 and 3. I'm like zone changing if I have to make a move.
See,
so I'm like, okay, I'm going 5 with my feet, 3 with my eyes, and I'm coming around it and ripping the cover off it. That's my move.
Yeah.
And I've noticed for me as of recently, micro moves have helped me so that I'm not transitioning too fast. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'm like, I'm making the move left, trying to overcompensate, and I'm trying to force the ball to do something. And I'm like, I don't need to force the ball to do anything. I just need to slow the ball down and move back a little bit back to the right and let the ball do the work. And then I'm only transitioning basically 3 boards an entire game. Not today, however. But sometimes it's just like less is more.
Yeah.
Is it always correct? No. I mean,
well, I'll tell you why I do the zone change for my move, because I will usually stay parked. No, I will usually stay parked until I leave my first 6 pin. I'm left-handed. So
Right.
for y'all, it's y'all's 4-pin. So I come in high, I leave a 6-pin, I do my 5 and 3, and the next shot I throw is a light mixer. Guess what? I'm now ahead of the transition instead of behind it.
Right.
And I can park in that same spot for another 4 or 5 frames and be just fine.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah.
But I think the difference, Brian, I think one hand, no thumb. I think we have to make smaller adjustments.
Yeah.
Because if you move too much, you got too much rotation.
Yeah. I agree with that.
If you go too straight, there's not enough rotation. And I think the half board, because we're not using more of our hips, we're using more upper body than anything.
Yeah.
And I think that half board actually helps a lot more. Because you're not a two-hander, you're not a one-hand with a thumb, so you don't have the control the thumb has. You don't have the hips and speed that the two-hander has. So I think that half board actually kind of counters all that.
This sucks that I'm going to say this. Are we the hybrids?
Yeah.
Because I do not match up well with hybrids. But yeah, I mean, we kind of are a hybrid though, because I mean, being 2-finger, no thumb, we still get a lot of rev, but we're getting a little bit of power out of our legs, but we're also getting it from our upper body.
And it's less stable.
All right, so one of my next things that I love doing this, especially when we have a shop guy on. Does everybody know what their measurables are?
Yeah.
Brian?
Yep.
Cobe?
No.
You got to ask Joel. Okay. Bratty, do you know what your PAP, your tilt, your rev rate, and any of that stuff is?
No.
Okay. So,
All my
I'll give you my-
balls are used and was already drilled, so I don't know what they are.
I got you.
Sometimes that's the better one.
You got that right.
Honestly, when you start out, dude, find something, especially if you know someone's kind of similar to your throwing style, and give it a shot before you invest in doing everything, because sometimes you'll find a layout that works pretty damn well for you.
I'll tell you what, though, the very first 200 I ever shot was with a Columbia U-Dot that was drilled for a right-hander.
Yeah.
That voodoo stuff, man.
But let's give you some context to, like I said, my measurables aren't typical for a thumb in bowler.
Oh, bring it on. I'm going to blow your mind here in a minute.
All right.
You're not typical.
My PAP is kind of typical for a thumb in. My PAP is 5 over and an inch and 5 over and an eighth up. My axis rotation is anywhere, depending on which release I'm using, anywhere between 50 and 60 degrees of rotation. My tilt is anywhere between 8 and 12 degrees of tilt. And I float around a 425 to 450 rev rate.
Not bad.
My default layout for ASIMs is 35 by 5 1/4 by 45.
Okay. Smooth, controllable, but strong enough. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I like it. I dig it.
Now my sims are very similar. My benchmark sim is 35 by 4 3/4 by it's 35 by 4 3/4 by 45. Same thing, except I shorten the pin a half inch.
Yeah.
My layouts, they definitely change across the board, because number one, I can change my my rev rate, but I also know that there's some balls that I don't want to have so much rev to it, so I need to make it go longer and stronger. So I will definitely change things to make things more pin high to pin low. Have I drilled something that I was very dissatisfied with, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be like the perfect, like what I call a tweener ball between things. No, it was not. Nope.
I was gonna say, Jonathan, you can either go to your shop or you can go to a house that has Specto. They'll give you that advanced data. If you are an Apple user, you can download an app called Lane Tracks, which will video analyze it and give you all that advanced data.
Lane Tracks is
Or
great.
if you are on the Android team like I am, and Lane Tracks just hates Android, you post a video onto X and you ask Grok to go ahead and do it for you.
Yeah, so mine, here's where it gets weird. And I just did a video kind of explaining a brief way on how I just remeasured. So my PAP just changed.
Yeah, which it will change for everyone as they progress.
Yeah. So
Well,
I went
especially
from
for two-handers with no thumb,
yes.
your PAP is basically a triangle because you can be anywhere inside that triangle, and technically that's still your PAP.
Yeah, there's a good half-inch buffer around my PAP, and that's kind of pretty much where it went too.
Yeah,
So I went from being 5 1/8 over and 3/4 down to being 4 1/2 over and 1 1/4 inches up. So
That's a big change.
That's a big change. So I'm a very behind the ball two-hander. I don't have a massive amount of flip rotation.
How long ago was your last PAP measured?
My last PAP was measured 1.5 months ago.
That's a hell of a change then. That quick.
Well, that was when I noticed the change. So we went through the summer league last year. I bowled absolutely phenomenal. Used like 2 balls the entire time. It was great. Get into the fall, and the only thing I can figure is something changed with the oil, and I started to manipulate my hand to force more rotation.
Yep.
In turn, that's just where it adapted.
Yeah.
So that's where everything's gotten comfortable. So instead of being a little more forward, having about 50 to 60 degrees of rotation, now I'm around 70, 75 degrees of rotation. And I'm increased the amount of tilt. So I'm almost, it's funny to even say this, I'm almost a reverse spinner, almost. So if you look at somebody who spins the ball top side, you can almost flip that, and that's my
Almost
two
backside. Yeah.
Almost. My dot is almost low left as I can possibly be. I'm like negative 15 degrees of tilt.
And I will say this as well, and I'm kind of glad you said this too, because being a 2-finger, no thumb, one-handed bowler, I manipulate the ball that I can technically I can change my PAP by my hand placement, by my finger placement.
Yeah.
If I bend this knuckle and put this knuckle higher and this knuckle flatter, I'm going to get a lot more rev on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
If I basically pan these out flat, then it's going to be a smoother, flatter, natural PAP.
Yeah.
So depending on what the ball's doing, and if I need to get more rev or less rev, then that's how I decide how I'm going to hold the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we have X outs on the ball. But the X out is really, let me put it this way. The X out on a bowling ball means nothing.
No.
Like, I don't even know why that's a rule, to be honest, because no one can see that X on the ball.
No.
And even if I turn the ball in my hand and change my grip, that X will go from here to here.
Mm-hmm.
So no one's going to see that.
No. And that's kind of where I'm in the same boat. I can manipulate the ball motion fairly decent, not great, but decent enough to make it manageable by simply just changing the pitch on my wrist.
Yeah.
And then even further, like you said, pitching it further from my hand position, my finger position in the ball, or even taking some finger out or burying my fingers even deeper.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. To answer a couple of quick questions in the chat. Number one, bowling ball 104. You're at a 180. You're gonna hate the answer. Cobra already gave it to you. It's making spares. You close two more frames a game. You're at 190. You close 3 more frames a game. You're at 200.
These tracks
It's all
are
about
make
the spare
200.
game.
Honestly, great example. Have I been having a ton of clean games? No. Has it been keeping me in the 190s and to the low 200s? Yes, because of it. However, I throw 3 clean games and I'm a 700 series. So clean games make all the difference.
And
Big time.
Isaac, high schooler going, wanting to go out on the regional tour, 100%. I would try to get on at a college and get a college scholarship in bowling college before going to the regional tour.
Yeah.
Bowling in college is going to prepare you more for the regional tour than anything else can possibly.
Yeah,
I went out and bowled the regional tour for 2 years. It is a massive, massive learning curve, and you have to be able to bankroll it yourself, and it is not cheap.
No.
As a PBA member, you're paying $245 per entry fee, not including your housing, your food, your transportation, and if you don't make the cut, you are not making any money whatsoever.
And let's be honest, sports shot will humble you.
Yes. And even further, the fact if you bowl on one sport shot in the house that you're comfortable with and you go next door and bowl on the same sport shot in a different house, it's going to act 100% different.
Absolutely.
And state to state.
Yes.
Because, all right, so temperature, humidity, all of that changes the surface. You can have the same sport shot in 5 different houses. If you're in 5 different climates, they're all going to react differently.
Okay. 210, 215. When I went out on tour, I only went part-time because I still had to work my full-time job because that's what paid the bills. I was averaging 210 to 215 depending on what house I was at. I went out on the tour and I was averaging 175 to 185. It is a giant learning curve. You have to go out there on your first year. Your first year you're out there, be prepared to do a lot of losing. Your goal should be not to come in last.
Yes.
At any tournament you go to.
Oh.
And then
Absolutely.
also keep in mind, travel costs is not cheap. Hotels stays are not cheap. It is.
Exactly.
It is. You have to have money to make money.
Yeah.
Like it is not something like, oh, this is just for fun. This is something that, even though as a sport we all think like, yes, we can all make money at this. If you really, really want to get into this and you don't have anybody sponsoring you, you're going to have to forfeit a ton of money to get you to where you need to go. And then if you do not come out as a winner, you're literally just forking out money and money and money and money and money.
Yeah.
I was averaging in expenses about $600 to $800 per event.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
And
No, that's about right.
And then I liked to travel to other regions. So when I came down to Florida and bowled in Spring Hill, that was a $1,500 event.
Yep. Yeah,
And
most of everything I've done here in the South region, which I tried to stay in the South region. The problem with the South region, at least where I'm positioned here in Tallahassee, is all the regionals are either in Fort Myers, Tampa, or Charlotte, or there's the Myrtle Beach Classic that is a non-champion open in the South region.
Mm-hmm.
They're all 5 to 7 to 9 hour drives for me. either direction. And
Yeah,
that was-
Florida's not. Yeah, Florida. Honestly, Florida's probably one of the tougher states to do it in because it's such a big state.
And
Which I've
like
been
I
to
said,
Fort
I did
Myers
it-
twice, and it was great.
Yeah, honestly,
I
that's
did
the
it
closest one
in-
for me.
Yeah.
It's Fort Myers.
Yeah.
I did it in 2018 and 2019.
I think that's
at
3
the end
hours?
of 20 at the end of 2019, I was just starting to sniff cut contention, and I was getting ready to go back out in 2020 and actually, have designs to actually cash and, see what I could do out there. And then, COVID happened.
Yep. So I did 23 and 24 was the 2 years that I did. And first tournament was fine, split the field, no problem. I said, okay, this isn't all that bad. But had a lot to work on. I took the old saying of, hey, if you're going to make it on tour, you need to be a 220 to 230 average. I'm like, okay, no problem. When I get to a 220 average, I'll do it. In 23, I got to a 220. I said, okay, I'm going to try it. I applied. They gave me my card. I said, wow, that was weirdly easy.
Mm-hmm.
Got in and got humbled absolutely immediately. Just, oh, crap. Which it wasn't that bad. I bowled 3 regionals just because, like I said, just with the cost and just how hard it is to get to them where I'm at, just ridiculous. I bowled Fort Myers twice, one in 23 and one in 24, and I bowled Tampa.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, and I think they pulled it off because of this reason, when we were in Tampa, me and Chris both went. That was his first regional and my second. When we went to Tampa, we bowled our qualifying, did what we did. I did not end up last, but I was very close. And we walked outside, and there was law enforcement everywhere in the bowling alley. And we walked outside, and I was parked next to one of them, and he had his window down. I said, hey, bud. And I said, what's going on? He said, oh, somebody came through here and squeezed off a couple rounds into a car. We're just kind of waiting to see if they come back. I'm like, great. Glad I'm leaving tomorrow. Sweet. I'm so glad I didn't qualify.
Welcome to Florida.
Yeah. Gracious Lord. But yeah, Fort Myers, by far my favorite tournament to bowl in a regional. That was 45-foot dragon both times.
Yeah.
And it played phenomenal. Absolutely.
Where did you throw in Fort Myers?
Lightning strikes.
I called it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
I love
PBA Lightning Strikes non-champion open. Yeah.
Yeah, Lightning Strikes is a great house.
Yep. Yep. I was middle of the field, one pack, and then the second time I went, I had to cross with Ethan Fiore, and he swept my ass.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's Ethan, man.
It was him and Thomas Keiko. They were both on the pair with me, and to watch both of them bowl was
Ethan,
unbelievable. And Ethan was on Rotogrip at the time.
Yeah,
he was throwing a
a
detention
force.
star loft in the gutter cap.
Yeah, he's a force.
Yeah.
I was just saying,
Yeah.
when I was at Spring Hill, when I bowled the Spring Hill Open in 2019, it was on the 37-foot Viper pattern, and I was just slinging the purple slammer, and I was probably in the top third in strike percentage, but I missed the cut because I couldn't pick a 7-pin to save my life that night.
Yeah, the spares are so much more intensified out there than in-house. That was the humbling part, by far.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I could strike with the best of them, but that 10-pin was wearing me out. That small amount of forgiveness that you get, even with a spare ball, on a house shot versus a sports shot, shooting at a 10 is unbelievable.
When you see that ball like just literally just go straight to a gutter, and you're like, why didn't it turn a little bit? And you're like, oh.
But yeah, I crossed that day with Gary Faulkner Sr. And he's like, dude, you're striking with everybody else. He's like, as far as that goes, you can hang with these guys. He's like, but the reason you're going to come back tomorrow and watch me in qualifying, or watch me in match play, is because I'm making my spares.
Yeah. Spares are key, man.
Yep. Without a
And
doubt.
that was no lie. I missed the cut, and I sat and watched Gary all through his match play the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, sports shots. That I think that's the biggest thing that people don't really take to consideration. Like, I don't want to say this negatively towards the youth, but like a lot of the youth now, they just want to see strikes.
Mm-hmm.
They're not concentrating on their spare shots.
Right.
However, if you're training that way and you're not concerned about your spare shots, that's not going to get you very far. Honestly, what got me into bowling was the simple fact of being able to pick up spare shots, being able to pick up splits, and knowing that I could place balls and pick up difficult shots.
Mm-hmm.
That's what made me want to get into bowling, not because I'm like, oh, I could strike whenever I want. Striking is great. Don't get me wrong. However, leaving a difficult spare or a difficult split and picking that up is so much more satisfying than a pocket strike. Just saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that the score is not going to show, but if you need a confidence booster and you didn't throw the best of shot and you leave a tough split and you can still pick that up, that is so good for your mental game that you're like, you went from down here to back up here within one shot.
Yeah. Gotta love that roller coaster.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
seriously.
There's just a different level of confidence that you have knowing that whatever you leave, you can pick.
Pick up.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a whole different mindset.
And that's what we've been talking, I think, the last couple of weeks about mental game.
Mm-hmm.
If you leave that 10 pin or you leave a split shot and you automatically go, oh, I'm screwed, right? I'm done. You're not going to make that shot. But if you leave that shot and you're like, okay, this is my adjustment, that's what I need to do, and you talk yourself through it. And even if you have to talk yourself through it while you're on the lane and setting yourself up and say that you got this, all you got to do is this, and this, and then throw your shot, you have at least 75% chance of getting that shot.
Yeah.
As long as you're talking yourself through it and visualizing what you need to do.
Yeah.
A lot of people just they get into that like, oh, I'm done. And I have teammates that do this constantly and annoys the ever leading bejesus out of me because I'm like, stop getting into that negative atmosphere. Just move on.
Yeah.
Keep it in like, okay, didn't go where I wanted it to go. Figure out the adjustment, but figure out that adjustment and then figure out the next spare shot.
Yeah, I think the hardest split I've ever picked up was the 2-4-8-10 one time.
Big four.
Love it.
I've picked 7-10, 7-9, 8-10.
I think my favorite was the Lily.
Yeah, the Lily's fun.
Yeah.
The only I haven't left one yet, so
I've
never left a Lily.
One. I've left one, and I'm 0 for 1 on it.
Yeah.
The only one that is big on my list now that I still have yet to make is the damn Greek church.
I've made the Greek church. I made the Greek church.
I made the Lily. I still haven't picked up the 710. That's the only. I think that's the only one that I have not captured yet.
No, the Greek
Now,
church.
I have picked the Greek church without the 7-pin. I had the 7-pin fall late. I clipped the 4-pin stupid thin. It ricocheted off the 8 and then spun over to the other 2. But every time I've tried to hit it that exact same way with the 7 standing, I can't get the 4-pin to ricochet off the 8.
Yeah.
And I will add to this. Some houses, their boards don't bounce. So
My old
my
Tuesday
league
night
house-
house had no kickboards.
yeah,
None.
my league
Get
house
on the bounce, you better throw it hard as possible and just hope it flies.
bro. My league house, I have guys that are throwing 27, 26 miles an hour, and that the pin doesn't bounce off of nothing, man.
Just straight back every time.
Yep.
I would say we
You
had
can
a
even
house
hear the
that
ball
just-
hit the backboard, man, and it's just like thud. There's nothing. It's like thud.
We had a house that just recently closed. That their kicks, their sideboard, their sidewalls were dead, and they probably hadn't changed the catch tarps in like 15 years.
Yeah.
So those were loose as hell and wouldn't catch anything either.
Nothing.
There was no chance of getting ricochets at all at that house.
Mm-mm. No, you're only hoping that old house I used to bowl in was clip a pin extremely light and just hope that it has enough rear end behind it to fly in front of the kickboard and come back over.
Yeah, or they got replaced with string pins.
Thank God I haven't done that yet.
Bro,
Well, and
you've never
the
Not
one
yet.
time,
string pins yet?
No. Mm-mm.
Wow.
the one time at that house that I was able to get stuff to bounce, they were doing lane work on the pair I was on, and they forgot to drop the tarp, and it was bouncing off the bar.
No, I think
Only way
we've
I was
got
ever
one
gonna-
house that's
Only
supposed
way
to be
I've
getting
ever seen
rebuilt.
anything bounce off of that place. I was like, I look back and I'm like, that tarp's not hanging, because you could see the metal bar that the tarp drapes over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that tarp's not hanging. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna throw it dead at this thing, hope it pushes it straight back, gets the pressure off the bar, and flies. And sure as shit.
Which I'm kind of glad string pin came up, because I do know somebody in here that is throwing on string pins. Bratty, opinions.
On Tuesdays.
Yeah, opinions.
Since I've been going to that house, be almost 3 years, my average has went up 30 pins.
It's
It
a different.
challenges you.
Yeah,
It
it's a different.
challenges you.
Yeah, it's a different. It's a whole different game. Absolutely.
It definitely forces you to be a lot more accurate.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
You got a less chance of getting a strike.
Yeah,
when
because your
you
light
get it,
mixers aren't going to
you get it.
mix.
Mm-hmm.
Your light
Yeah.
mixers that usually mix leave splits.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
The weak pins get weaker.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think we'll get one of those here pretty soon. One of the old bowling alleys that was here before most of them, especially before the one I bowl on Monday and Thursdays. It's getting rebuilt, and I think string pins are going in it, I believe. Be a 20 to 24 lane house, I believe.
Yeah,
Now
well,
that-
see, I'm still of the firm belief that we need to advance past string pins and have a magnetized hybrid pin setter.
I mean,
Something aside from strings. It's just me.
That way, you have the reduced maintenance of the string pins, but you have magnets in the pin setter, and at the top of the pins, when you engage the magnets, they come up, and then when you disengage the magnets, they fall down, and they're still free fall.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm for it.
Oh shit, puzzle.
yeah.
Have y'all
I'm
heard
honestly-
the average cost of what it costs to replace an A2 free fall pin setter?
Oh my god, they're insanely
They're-
expensive.
$40,000 a lane.
Yeah. I know all the mom and pop type of bowling alleys, they're not going to make that change.
No.
It's they're not going to want to fork out that kind of money to do that, unless the only way they're going to do that is if they sell it to like a Bolero. However, a lot of the mom and pop places, Bolero doesn't want to buy because they're smaller places.
Mhm.
Yeah. I
They don't
think
have
Bolero
enough-
actually has a stipulation on how small the house can actually be.
Yeah, they're not going to
I
want to
think
buy.
it's a 32. I think it's a 32 lane minimum for
I think
Bolero
so.
to even be interested.
Right. I mean, and Bolero didn't even buy spares down here, and that was what? That was 42.
Mm-hmm.
And
And Evan,
yes,
if you're bowling
they
in-
got bought up by a storage facility, and they literally got wrecking balls.
Mhm.
They didn't even sell the lanes. They were 3 years old.
Jeez.
Just
Evan, if
right.
you're bowling in a state you've never bowled in, on a surface you've never bowled in, on a pattern you don't know, bring the entire arsenal, whatever you can fit in the car.
Especially if you're driving.
Yes.
And flying with gear is not easy. I'm letting everyone know. That
Yes. One should work. Hopefully.
Right.
You might roll through the Rolodex once, but there'll at least be one of them in there that gives you a good enough look for long enough.
Exactly. And usually when you find that one that's going to work, you know where you can go afterwards. If this one works, then I know I can go to this one. It's similar, but it's going to give me it's going to give me more length, or it's going to read earlier. You know, once you find the one that works, you can formulate a plan if you need to ball out after that.
Yeah. Listen, comment that just came in from Miles. If I can throw one ball and it work all night long, it is a great night. All the
Absolutely.
time. I have yet
Absolutely.
to throw a night where I could throw one ball and it not be perfect.
I can count on one hand the amount of times that I've shot let's just say a 675 plus and never balled out.
Yeah.
I had one last week. Black Dragon all night, 700 series, three board change. That was it all night
Yeah.
long.
That hyperdrive. First set out the gate was 784 all 3 games. Didn't move, but maybe a board and a half all night.
Even
Yeah.
my 792 last week, I had to blind ball change in game 3 to my Craze Pearl because I knew my phase was getting too because I knew my Apex Pearl was getting too strong.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, that is something that I've also been working on probably in the last 6 months, is not jumping from a ball and working on transitions. So that way I'm not making jumps out of a ball just because I threw a bad shot.
Yeah.
It's more of okay, recognize that it was a bad shot and it wasn't the ball's fault. It was my fault. And honestly, I think my last high series I think it was the same 784.
Mm-hmm.
Was all Black Dragon, same thing. Just recognize that it's not the ball. I'm the problem.
Yeah. I'm usually giving it at least 2 10 pins or 2 moves with my feet before I'm getting out of it.
I would say my tell is if I see a lot of the red dots,
Yeah.
then it's okay. Time for something different.
Yeah.
But if I'm not
Yeah,
leaving,
Miles, you already know my opinion on that. Display that ball.
What ball?
That's
What-
something you have to figure
What are your
out.
guys' thoughts?
what?
What's the ball?
I know. So I've seen the reel from James.
Worked on 900.
The only downside is if you damage it, can't replace it.
Oh, old Rev Master. Oh, ooh. I got one to talk. Oh, come here.
Come here,
I
you.
mean, if it's
We'll go
if it's
deeper.
sentimental,
Bring this guy out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Just cracked too. Yeah. Yeah, that ball was 17 years old and just cracked.
But yeah, I'm with Cobra. I mean, I wouldn't risk it breaking on me if I continued to use it. I would just buy a case for it and display it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
That's where my 715 is. It's on display and has been for the last 5-6 years. Yeah, that track's number line was the best by far. So good. A lot of numbers. I think too many numbers after a while, but very, very good. I've even halfway thought of trying to see if I can collect some of the old number series balls because they're still out there. There's a bunch.
We've got a guy that I'm sure that can find all of them for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brendan.
Yep. Brendan Cook. Yes, sir.
But yeah, especially if I shot an 823 with it, it's getting displayed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jeez, what a set. Good Lord. Woo. Yeah. So, speaking of 300s, let's see what you guys think about this. I think this topic's come up before. Say you have a ball, you shoot 300 with it. You keep rolling with it. Ball starts to not really act the same or not even close. Do you retire the ball or do you keep throwing it?
Go ahead.
It happened with my Obsession Tour. I retired it. It is going on display.
Yeah.
I'm still hunting for my 300, but my OG Black Widow, 299, 298s, 297s, and it completely, that spider died. Let's put it that way. There was nothing I could do to revive it. I still have it to this day. Will I ever get rid of it? No, because honestly, it's kind of what got me to be as competitive as I am in bowling, and what got me to want to be more competitive and get into states and do more tournaments. And I would say it's probably the ball that actually got me out of the shell of I'm not good enough. You know what I mean? Like I'm just a league bowler. So yeah, no, that ball's gonna stay with me probably until I'm no longer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my Ion Max. That was one of the first few balls after I switched to 16 pounds that I drilled and threw it in the house in the shop that sponsors me in front of my PSO that we were partnering with. So that was kind of sentimental in itself. So that one is on the shelf currently.
All right. Y'all just gave me an idea, though. Like, you said that ball's going to be with me until I'm no longer here.
Yeah.
Dude, for my urn, I'm just going to have somebody get a bowling ball, drill a core out, and put my ashes in it.
Bro,
Please.
I don't know.
Please.
I don't know if you guys have seen this. There was a video. There was a guy that he lost his father.
Yeah. Just think of
I've
that.
seen this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I've seen that
and
video.
he had his dad basically put into his bowling ball because he never got to see him throw he never got to see him throw a 300 game, and then as soon as he did this, he threw his first 300 game.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like that hit me in the heart 100% because
That top
honestly,
tall.
Yeah, honestly,
Oh yeah.
the reason why I started bowling was because of my dad.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that introduced me to bowling, and even though I didn't do it competitively with him, but it was something that we did kind of as a family, and him being a single father. Um, yeah, that hit home, man. Man, I was like, bro, and the emotion that he had after he got that 300,
Oh yeah,
bro.
super
I
fitting.
know that was so true.
Yeah.
So true. And I know he felt that probably for weeks, if not months.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Carson, get a hold of Brian. Brian does all of our scheduling.
Yep. Hit me up in the DM, man.
There was a question a little bit earlier. Okay, I see it. From TJ. TJ is asking 15 pounds or 16 pounds and why. I will answer that for my why. I threw 15 pounds for a long time. I'm a two-hander, high rev, high speed. Thrown 15 pounds for a while, and always kind of teased the idea of going to 16s. And my PSO actually accidentally ordered, instead of two 15s, ordered two 16-pound Optimum Idols. And I drilled one of them, threw it very well. And honestly, my speed didn't change. It's weird, but when you look at it from a core and an actual physical weight perspective, you're really only going up an extra like 6 to 9 ounces, give or take, after drilling. So I don't think it's too much the weight as far as the core dynamic numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to me the 16s, as far as the RGs and diffs, are a little bit more controllable than some of the 15s can get, which is where I'm really liking, and I'm going to go up to the shop here in the next few days. The Transformer that just came out, the 15-pound numbers are the same as the 16-pound numbers.
That doesn't
And
happen very often.
that I haven't seen it happen yet. And that has me super, super interested to see exactly how that one's going to roll.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm noticing numbers are being more consistent between the 15s and 16s now. The numbers are dropping after the 15s, between the 14s.
Yeah.
The only thing that I will add to that is if you want to do a ball weight change, my only suggestion is that if before you do that ball change or weight change, throw 5-6 games, and if you feel like you can throw another 3 games after you do that, bump up if you want.
Yeah.
However, if you are tired and you feel like you can't throw another game, stick where you're at, because you will have a limitation. 100%. Yes, it is a small weight change per se. However, if you want to compete, especially like in like state tournaments where you're doing singles and doubles, where you're doing like 6 games in a day or 9 games in a day, or different type of sweepers, it can be challenging.
Carson, 16s, from what I have seen, have maxed out at 16.1.
Yeah.
That's their max. Looking at a few of the boxes I've got on the wall here, 16.0 and 16.1. Haven't seen them too much higher than that.
Right. Well, that like the 16.1 is because when they do drill outs, you're going to lose 1 to 2 to 3 ounces, depending on if you're 2-finger and a thumb. So you're gonna lose a couple ounces from drill outs.
Yeah, it's really just technically a heavy 15, really.
Yeah, in my opinion, I'm the only one that still uses a thumb, and I have a very temperamental wrist. 16 does not work for me because it puts too much pressure on my wrist with my thumb in the wall.
Yeah.
So I actually throw 15, and when I had my last really bad wrist injury, I actually temporarily dropped all the way down to 14 because it was putting less pressure on my wrist.
And honestly, That's why I don't use my thumb, is because of wrist injury. That's why I only became a 2-finger bowler.
Now, my spare ball stayed a 14-pound ball because I realized that I could throw it 1.5 miles faster than my 15.
I see a lot of people doing that now. Yeah, honestly, when I switched from 15 to 16, it really, my speed didn't change, my tilt didn't change, my revs didn't really change. I may have dropped 10, 15 revs, but I'm still 5'10", 5'15", roughly. So I think I was pushing 525 with 15s, but my speed and my revs were not liking each other after a while. So I really wanted to go to 16 to actually slow myself down, to make my hand a little bit more quiet at the bottom and not be so twitchy with my hand. The consistency got substantially better with a heavier weight.
Yeah, but for a two-hand bowler, speed's not an issue.
Not in most cases, no. No.
Yeah, when I switched to two-handed, my speed actually went down.
Well, yeah, because you were a thumb bowler before. It's a little bit different mechanic. You were teaching yourself. Lie there. So if you would have consistently stayed with it, I guarantee by now your speed would have been a lot higher. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, it had also made me very quickly realize that I wasn't as athletic as I thought I was.
Well, I mean,
laughing off screen.
I will tell you, a full-blown two-handed style is usually a skinny man's game because when you have love handles, they're harder to get around.
I'm not gonna out myself. I am 6'4", 210 pounds.
See? Skinny.
Pretty skinny. But I think what helps me is my height. But my downfall is my height because I have to get substantially lower to the ground, and my left leg will eat me on qualifying day, without a doubt.
Bowling is a short man's sport.
I'm 5'10", 225. I have a little more mass to get around.
Yeah.
Look, 5'5" here. Yes, I'm a gherkin. However, I will agree. I've tried the two-handed aspect since I am a two-finger, no-thumb bowler, right? I lose a ton of speed. I do not gain a ton of rev rate by doing it. So it just, and honestly, I'm too old. My hips can't handle it. So, and that's the other thing I want to point out. A lot of people say that the two-handers, they get a lot of their power from their legs. However, they're stomping, right? They're not a lot of sliding. There's some that slide.
It's very little. It's very little.
Very
but
short.
The funny thing is, I used to be a planning two-hander. I would plan at the line, and the problem was right above my left knee would just light me on fire.
Yeah, and that's
six games. I was done.
Yeah,
it just wouldn't work. But once I incorporated just 5-6 inches of slide, that went away.
Yeah, and honestly, like that's where I'm like, yeah, I can't do that because I'm a slider. I mean, that's technically, even though I'm a two-finger no thumb thrower, I get a lot of my power through my legs from my slide.
Yeah.
Carson, I would have to say, if I had to guess, the older they get, they're probably going to end up going down to thumb or one hand, no thumb.
I was going to say that would probably be more likely the scenario is if they were. They might not have to do it, just especially if they've been doing it for a long time. The body's used to it. So there's going to be less wear and tear on something that you're used to doing. But if they do have to transition out of it, like for mobility reasons, they're far more likely to go one hand, two-finger one hand versus putting a thumb in a ball.
Carson, go check out Walter Ray Williams throwing two-handed.
Absolutely.
It's phenomenal. It's
I know out here a lot of the 50s and 60-year-olds throw no thumb.
There's a guy
Yeah.
that I practice with every Saturday. He is, I think he's going on 72 years old. I practice with him every Saturday, and he still bowls with the thumb, and he bowls with middle, ring, and pinky. That is his layout,
don't see too many pinkies anymore.
right? And he's still good, man. I mean,
It's that extra digit.
dude.
Speaking of which, have you seen the video with Kyle Sherman throwing the claw ball?
the
Where he's got all
full,
5 fingers in it?
yeah. However,
Oh my
did
God.
you see that he got like absolutely no rev on it? Like that ball did not like turn at all.
No, that's the definition of gripping the ball.
And yeah, I was like, that thing did not turn at all. Like he was trying to make it go, but it literally was like straight.
And then Packy cut out like a massive hand slot, like it was one
Yeah,
big giant
yeah.
hole that he could put his entire hand in.
Yeah, like the
in
palm.
a Teal Rhino Pro.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Walter is the exception. And believe it or not, I believe I have seen video very recently of Walter Ray throwing left-handed in
I
league.
have too. Yep.
Yeah.
Just recently, I think I seen that.
I saw.
And-
I was watching one of his live sessions on Facebook when he was practicing left-handed.
Yeah, and it looks fine. He's just completely coordinated.
I've got 2 or 3 guys in my league. 2 are from injury. One was just because he was like, "Why not?" And they're doing pretty damn good, man. Could I do it?
Injured his right arm. No kidding.
Yeah. Like,
All right, Brady.
All right, Brady.
All right, buddy.
We'll see you, buddy.
Deuces.
Thanks for hopping on, man.
Appreciate you, bud.
But I got to.
But yeah, I mean, they're some of them have been doing it for injury aspects, but the other one has been doing it just to kind of have fun.
But yeah, I mean, Walter could. I'm convinced Walter could do anything in this game and be successful at it. The only thing is I know how. I mean, he's not only a bowling Hall of Famer; he's also a horseshoe pitching Hall of Famer. And I know that he will never get his accuracy down left-handed to where he'd be happy with it.
No, not at his caliber. No.
I mean, I
But
feel like
I have
we
also
all-
seen him pitch horseshoes left-handed, and he's a damn good horseshoe pitcher left-handed too.
Well, I mean, I could throw cornhole left-handed. I can't throw a bowling ball left-handed.
I've tempted the two-handed left-handed, and that's a wounded deer up there,
It's a wounded digger.
fully uncoordinated.
Yeah, see, I can bowl right-handed. I'd probably average about 170 on a house shot.
Hadouken.
Listen, I have seriously considered, of course, not switching. Let's clarify, but just for science purposes, putting a thumb in a ball and getting a PAP and just seeing what happens.
Dude, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking about it this year too. I'm like, what if?
Yeah.
Because honestly, I haven't put a thumb in a ball since I was a teenager. I'm not sure how that would work out for me. I haven't even picked up a house ball to even try.
Carson, I am a two-handed right-hander.
I've actually debated on going into a summer league and bowling an entire summer league right-handed just to see what I could do.
Yeah, that was kind of my test was try to get with a group that wasn't going to be too upset. I mean, granted, they probably wouldn't, considering I'd probably have a lot more handicap. But doing a summer league one-handed, full one hand, thumb in, the whole 9 yards.
All right, now here's a question. So, I know you have to get certified or sanctioned if you go from right-handed to left-handed, right?
Yes.
So, what if I were to go right-handed from two-finger to right-handed no thumb?
According to USBC, they do not care as long as your dominant hand stays the same.
Yeah.
So,
If you go from right-handed to left-handed, you have to reestablish. Two-handed, one-handed doesn't matter, but right-handed with a thumb, full swing to right-handed, two-handed doesn't matter.
right. So, if I was going to do it, I would have to basically go left-handed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely change. Yeah, absolutely.
Because otherwise,
Yeah.
otherwise my handicap's going to be, and then I might be throwing.
Yes.
Yeah.
There will no longer be a goose egg beside my name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the year I had to switch because I separated my left shoulder. You can actually look at it in my USBC. They have a delineation on my USBC that has L average and R average.
Yeah.
My R average was 107, but I had to switch right-handed during my summer league sport shot league.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I'm confident I can shoot like 160, 170 right-handed. But on a house shot, yes. On a sport shot, when I have to be accurate and I really have no general idea where the ball's going, absolutely not.
Yeah. Quick shout out for a guy that's in the chat. My favorite GM of a bowling house. It's whatever. He is the general manager at the Bolero in Columbus, Georgia, which is a couple hours away from me, where the shop I go to is.
Nice.
I mean, my favorite guy. I bowl in mom and pop places, so the GM's usually the owner of the house.
Yeah, this house is actually, it's not fully owned by Bolero Corps. It's leased, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's leased by Bolero. The property is. So if the actual property owner decides, hey, I don't want this to be a bowling alley anymore, it'll disappear. Which is weird, but it's been there a while.
Oh my God, we got a Maya sighting in the chat. She lives. How you been, Maya?
Yeah, it's a lease. Yeah, leased. Bolero leases it. Yeah.
So are you going to be going to Reno?
I'm not going to Reno, but I am going to be going to South Point for the Military Classic in August.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we've got one team. We got 4 guys going. I believe the first or second weekend in August.
Attaboy, James. What rock did you throw?
Yeah, I'll take anything north of 7 at the current moment.
Fusion. There you go.
I'll take anything north
The
of
Fusion. Uh-oh.
We were just talking about the Fusion earlier.
Oh man.
I'm gonna take Dragon with me, obviously. Craze Pearl for sure.
Are you gonna ship your bowling balls? Or are you gonna take them on the plane with you?
Oh, they're going with me.
I'm not gonna ship, but I am very seriously debating on whether or not I'm bringing 1 or 2 bags.
All right, so here's my thing. When traveling with bowling balls, I put one in a backpack, so that way that lights up the load,
Mhm.
and then I'll put 2 in a roller, and then I'll stuff clothes in my roller as kind of like extra carry on per se. And then I'll pack my suitcase so that way I don't get, because if you put 3 balls in a roller, you're getting charged for a heavy bag, and that's
not when one of the balls is a 14.
Nope, dude. You know how much the bag weighs?
Dude, I've flown with my bags all the time. What I do is I have a tournament style roller, which is the lightest roller that you can have.
Mm-hmm.
You can put 3 15s in it and be just under the 45 pounds.
Yep.
And then I have another tournament roller that I put my spare ball in as the third ball in that bag.
You just have the roller toe pill, right?
Yeah. So it's a pound lighter.
No, I've got like the heavier like three bag roller.
And then I put all of my cleaning supplies in the bag that has the 14 pounder, so I don't have to worry about carrying travel size cleaners.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I have done is I will take my my hard case golf club carriers, and I'll throw 2 bowling balls in that with clothing, and then I will pack that and make sure that that's underweight, and then I'll have that go on the plane. That's one of the other options that I do.
Yeah. I just recently picked up an extra 3-ball upgraded tournament tote, the hard bottom ones. I got one from Epic and one from Genesis.
Yeah, I got the Epic one.
Definitely like those for traveling.
Yeah,
big time.
The only
I'm definitely gonna have to get new travel bags because they're branded by other bowling companies and I can't use them no more.
The only thing that I
being unaffiliated, man.
The only thing I will say about the Epic, the plastic on the bottom of the Epic bags will scratch your gear. Mm-hmm. So throw a towel in the bottom of it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing with it, and I've had no problem with it. I love the bag, absolutely love the bags.
Yeah,
and honestly, the price point, so dope.
That's exactly what kind of caught mine. I mean, you can get a full hard bottom 3 tournament tote in a pretty sick color, in my opinion. Yeah. For $110.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Shoot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you saw mine. It's all green.
Yes.
Right.
I've got the black hologram, and believe it or not, I was really looking for the orange one. The orange one to me stands out really nice.
Honestly, that orange was like my all-time favorite color for a long time. But I'm branded.
I was gonna say I'll probably get a couple of the Epic tournament totes just so I can throw them in the airplane and not worry about them being overweight.
So let me ask you this: since you guys are affiliated now, I'm trying to use Chris as a reference on this as well. I know Swag has the backpacks, the OGO backpacks. Mm-hmm. Do they have the tournament rollers available yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not Swag branded.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're allowed to use bags that aren't bowling brand competitors.
Sure. So not a storm bag, a motive bag. Right. Yeah.
Right. So we can use Epic, we can use Genesis, we can use Vice.
Yeah.
So there's things that we can do to still get around some of the stuff. But honestly, I want to say Epic's kind of winning the battle in my eyes.
Price wise and quality, yeah.
Well, dude, I have a Genesis big ball big roller.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to be getting probably an Epic one, and that's probably going to be my daily driver to league. Is the Epic one?
The wheels on the Epic they're monster trucks, bro.
And I have
Love the big wheels.
Epic.
Dude,
I have the Epic
absolutely-
Devo D2s for my shoes. I left Dexter and went to Epic Evo D2s.
Those Epics look awesome. They look closer to the 3G Tours than anything else that I've seen, and I loved the 3G Tours.
And I love the fact that they're dual dials because I have narrow feet, so I can dial the bottom tighter than the tops.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I can say that I don't love about the D2s is the slides they come with. I had to take those off and put a Dexter slide on.
Yeah, I mean, I use a slide anyway, so
Yeah, I had the gold 3G Belmo Tours for a while. Wore them absolutely slap out. So I knew they were going. So I went ahead and bought the and I still got them too. Basically a brand new pair of the black racers. The slides they come with, the new 3G slides, to me are trash.
I do.
I have a Brunswick heel, a Brunswick orange heel,
Yeah,
and Dexter slides.
bro.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, I kind of really wish that shoe companies would start. Look, we pay a lot for the fucking shoe. End of the day, right?
Have y'all noticed? And it may just be me because like I said, I was a 3G guy up until recently, and I just got a pair of Dexter SST8s
I do. Yep.
and love them.
I
Great,
do.
fantastic. Understand the hype behind them now. I get it.
Yep. Same.
But explain to me how.
Slide replacements.
Well, yes. So the one that everybody uses on the 3G side, so it would be the I believe it's the deerskin,
Mm-hmm.
which is what would be comparable to like a Dexter number 8.
8.
Yeah, I was going to say Dexter 8, yep.
If you go on bowling.com or Bowler's Mart or even Bowler X, that deerskin slide is $15 higher than the others.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what in the world?
Well, because it's venison, that's why.
My only
Oh
complaint
my god!
with so I have like the original SST8s camos
Mhm.
by Dexter.
I've got the blacks. Mhm.
And the hook and loop system is failing
Mhm.
on my slide foot. So now I'm literally going to have to glue, and that's going to be permanently gluing a slide to my slide foot, right? Which that means I'm going to have to like rip that off and then re-glue another one. I've replaced it with another pair of SSTs, which is the Hyper Color Drive.
Mhm.
They change kind of colors,
Color shift, yeah.
Yeah.
which is I love the shoes, but in the same aspect, it's the fact that
Sorry.
I mean they're charging $25 for new slides for every number, or
Yep.
$25 for a new heel.
hmm
And it's like, dude, you're already spending $225, $300 for the shoe itself.
Mhm.
And you
That's
get
why I
one.
bought. That's why I bought the Evo D2s because they were $169, and they came with 3 different slide soles.
Yeah, and honestly, that's probably what's going to make me probably change on my next shoe purchase.
Because the
I
shoes
love
I had
my
before
Dexter, don't get
that,
me wrong. And
the
I
shoes
love
I had
them
before
also.
that were $250 the 9s.
I mean, I also love the bow or boa,
It's growing on me pretty good.
bro.
I
I
love them.
click, done.
Yeah. The amount of times I would actually untie my 3G Tours because the shoestrings hung so far off of my foot. This boa, which ironically, one of the new 3Gs has the boa system on it now. Go figure. But yeah, just night and
I
day.
mean, I'm so big on the boas that even my tennis shoes
Yeah, they're.
have the boa system on them.
Hey, there's that. I work outside for a living, and there's some work boots that are boa style that have
Bro.
really piqued my interest.
Honestly, work boots, that makes sense for work boots, man.
It does. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
The tennis shoes
construction
are boas.
guy, I get that.
The bowling shoes are boas. The golf shoes are boas.
Ooh, the golf shoes would be sweet.
Yeah, my golf shoes are bows too, so I can't.
If
Honestly, that's
FootJoy
what
ever
happens.
came out with boas on golf shoes, that would be it. We're done.
It's the one and only pair of Nikes I've ever owned, and it's because the Nikes had the boa system in my golf shoes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been a FootJoy person for life.
Bro, I got a pair of Puma boas golf. Man, I paid a pretty price for them. Don't get me wrong. Have
Now,
I
if you
golf
want to talk
sets?
about
Yeah.
if you want to talk about budget golf shoes, the Walter Hagens are actually really, really comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty slick. I tried on a pair not too long ago.
And they're only like $30-$40. And
Yeah,
they're spikeless.
yeah. I actually I'm digging the turf style golf shoes. That's nice.
Because when I went to Atlanta, I brought my golf equipment, but I forgot to bring my shoes, and I had to stop at a Dick's. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm not going to be buying another $200 set of golf shoes. So I grabbed the Hagens, threw them on, and I'm like, okay, other than having to tie these bastards, these are really nice.
That's 100% how I bought my Pumas. I travel all the way across the state and forgot my golf shoes, and I was like, all right. And it was honestly, there wasn't even a price tag on it. I'm like, dude, those things are sweet. Just put them in the bag. Whatever it is, I'll take it. And then it was like a $350 pair of shoes.
But yeah, and that particular day, I was playing golf at the golf club of Marietta. Playing in my tennis shoes was not an option.
No,
Oh yeah, no, same thing.
not there. Nope, not at all.
No,
Not even close.
yeah,
No, I paid a pretty penny to play the golf club of Marietta.
yeah. There's not a lot of golf courses here in South Florida that you can get away with that by any means.
Yes. Mm-mm.
They are very, very strict here.
But I will tell you, again, this is going to golf, but a lot of bowlers are golfers too.
Yeah.
There is one hole at the golf club of Marietta where you're teeing off of a platformed hill. It is like 150-foot drop down to the fairway, and it's like a 460 something yard par 4.
Mhm.
And the guy I got paired up with, he's like, dude, just rip it. I was like, I ain't gonna get there. He goes, no, just rip it. And I mean, I hit an absolute piss missile. And we get down there, and I'm like, it's got to be by the green. We get down there. We're looking by the green. Can't see it. It's obviously not on the green. The guy I'm playing with goes and checks the hole, just in case. And like 3-4 minutes later, after keeping searching, the guy on the hole behind that hole, he's like, hey, man, what are you playing? I'm like, I'm playing a top 5 gamer 3. He's like, it's right here. I had cleared the green by a good 30 yards.
Elevation does wonders.
There's one course that I played, and it's been a few years, but it was in Helen, Georgia. It was a golf course called Innsbruck, and massive elevation just about anywhere you go. And there was a par 3 just like that. It was a 190-yard par 3. Guy literally told me, he said, you got a sand wedge, right? I was like, yeah, I got a sand wedge.
Yeah, exactly.
He goes, hit it.
Yep. I had the same
Why?
thing.
He goes, hit it. and I watched it sail for 5 minutes, and it hits the back of the green and had so much velocity going down that it plugged in the back of the green.
I played on a hole that was very similar to that, and I had someone who was like, dude, just pull out your pitching wedge, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, dude, my pitching wedge doesn't go that far, man. And he's like, no, I'm telling you. Just pull out that pitching wedge. And I'm like, dude, I would be hitting like a 7 or 8 iron to really like pull that shot. And he's like, no, just hit the pitching wedge. I hit the pitching wedge, and I cleared the green by probably a good 10 yards. And I was like, you should have told me not to put so much muscle in it.
Like, choke down on it.
It's like, what the hell, dude?
Give it that 3/4 shot.
But that was like the first time I ever played on like an elevation plateau like that. I was like, dude, that's crazy. Because what it looks like when you're that far above, you're like, oh man, that's so far away.
Yeah.
But it's such an elevation drop. I mean, unless you're dealing with a ton of wind, then it's not as bad as it looks.
Yeah. It is so much fun.
All right, boys. Well, we're running up on that 2-hour mark.
Yes, sir.
Yep. I'm coming up on 4:30's coming quick.
Oh, shit.
Maybe we need to do an elevation change for bowling.
Yeah.
That's the game changer right there.
Just roll her downhill.
A little bit of slopage won't hurt.
Yeah,
Well, I
man, we had a
appreciate
good
you
time.
being on tonight.
Yeah. I hate that Chris couldn't be here, but he definitely sends his regards, and really awesome that you guys are on staff with Swag now. I'm super excited to see what Swag has coming this year. I've watched a couple of Kent's lives, and he's really hyping up what he's got coming. So I'm super excited.
Yeah,
Well,
dude. Honestly,
I mean, we'll have to get Doler on an episode of Swag House.
yeah. And honestly,
Right up his alley.
we would love to have you, probably you both back on for that.
Yeah, we'll do a Swag House episode with you. That absolutely.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds good to both of us.
All right, man. Any last words, parting gentlemen?
Well, for me, obviously, thank you for everyone that's tuned in tonight. We appreciate all the love, all the support, all the gifts, everything that you guys do for us. And just keep bowling your hearts out, man. And until the next time, it's not the last time, obviously.
Yep. Stay warm and bowl good.
I know. I stole it from you.
Have a good night, guys.
All right, guys.
Later,
We'll
fellas.
catch ya.
See y'all on the next one.
We'll see you guys.